How do Goombas hold objects? This question has kept me up at night. Goombas, I'm sure you heard of them. One of the most iconic video game enemies in all of the medium. Suck it, Bokoblins. They got hands and they still suck. Look at Goombas, intelligent creatures capable of living normal lives alongside bipedal life forms such as Koopas, humans, and Italians. But how? To figure that out, we'll have to go through all we know about Goombas. They are built like mushrooms and more often than not very weak. Come in a variety of colors, the most common being shit brown, and they constantly look angry because of that. From their introduction in the original Super Mario Bros. To Super Mario Bros. 3, they slowly walk in a straight line until they bump into something and then walk the other way because they only have feet but no legs, so no jumping. And if nothing stops them, they just walk off the edge because they don't have any necks, only head. But in Super Mario 64, they seem to be charging at Mario to attack him. But again, no hands. Pathetic, huh? To be fair, being in the second dimension is just too much for some people, driving them to commit SD. Hence, being back in the third dimension, they are seen to portray basic intelligence, like recognizing the guy you're supposed to kill, and not walking off the edge. Still looks pissed though, because even though they took their new polygonal forms better than the Koopas, they're still one-hit point pussies, ain't even got a health bar, losers. It wasn't until Paper Mario on the N64 that we found out a bit more about everyone's favorite walking and talking mushrooms. After Mario loses to Bowser and is thrown out hundreds of feet in the air, he seems stranded in the woods and is found by a young girl Goomba, Goombadia, who is a resident of the Goomba village. They aren't hostile. In fact, they're quite hospitable, letting him rest in their inn in concern of his safety. Once Mario wakes up, he talks to the residents and even helps the Goomba family with finding their Grandpa Goomba, who is working on repairs on their gondola with his hammer that he gives Mario once he finds them, proving that they can use tools for building and repairing architecture. They can handle money for selling goods and services, they can plant trees and other seeds, and thanks to Goombario, we now know that even the young can read and handle books, as well as fight worth a damn by jumping. Intelligent Systems did a great job to explore and expand what we know about Goombas with Paper Mario, and even more so with TTYD. We learned from Goombella about the University of Goom, confirming that they have a thriving culture of arts and science alongside other species in this world. And not just in the storybook, but in the regular Mario world too, we see Goombas being more capable than they demonstrated pre-Paper Mario. There are good Goombas, and there are bad Goombas. How do they hold things? When are you gonna answer that question? Well, do you guys own a cat? No, please don't leave. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. His name's Oreo. My sister named him, not me. She picked him off of the streets no matter what she says differently. He's a tomboy at heart and loves going outside. Even though I do nothing but show him love, he still leaves me. He's usually out for long periods of time doing God knows what, like plotting against the Kazakhstan government. But when he comes back, usually in spring and summers, he's covered in dirt and weeds. Most notably, these small green fuzzy balls that stick to his fur like Velcro. The little filthy fuck. They have many names: Sticky Weeds, Sticky Willies, and my favorite, Goosegrass, which is how I will refer to them. My theory is that Goomba's skin surface behaves similar to goosegrass, with very tiny hooks and hairs that tightly grab and stick to objects to pass along to another across the Goomba's surface at their command, explaining how they not only hold objects but interact with them and use them, as well as allowing themselves to hold food so they have to eat like we do, and like us sometimes, they don't know when to stop. This may also be how they have the ability to harm other organisms. Goosegrass isn't exactly harmful via touch, except when you have hair, then these things suck to pull out. Even with a soft surface, Goombas still damage others by throwing themselves at others, despite them not having very hard bodies, but literal clowns are able to do that, so whatever. So although a Goomba's skin allows them to interact with other people and objects, it's not ideal for protection, which is likely we see some Goombas wear armor, most commonly hats such as Goombario and Goombella, which allow them to do the head bonk attack without harming themselves. To further prove this point, let's look at the Galoomba, another one of God's cruel jokes. Introduced in Super Mario World as a regular Goomba, until Super Mario 3D World brought them back and reintroduced them as the Goomba, because even though they look similar to Goombas, they have a few unique characteristics that set them apart. They don't die when Mario jumps on them normally, they just flipped over, and when they're like this, you can even pick them up and throw them. If you try to throw a Goomba, they just stick themselves to you and won't let go if they didn't want to. At least according to my research so far. If you could call me playing Mario and googling what's this sticky stuff on my cat, research. The Goomba's differences among Goombas help confirm my theory about their skin, which is more than I can say about the Goombrat. What the fuck am I looking at? I called it another cruel joke by God, but this ain't. You think this is funny? I don't even want to know what this guy's skin is like. I don't want to touch that thing. Even he looks disappointed in his own existence. Why couldn't I be a Goomba? Hard skin, no eyebrows, sick as hell hair, and not my ass haircut. Who does their hair? Because I don't think they hold a comb. Actually, given their blank, thoughtless stares, I don't even think they know how to use a comb. Something cool that they all have in common is that they can use super shrooms and wings to make themselves stronger. But something a Goomba can use that's unknown if the others can't are the Tanuki leaf and the cat bell, giving them their attributes, but they're still limited to their bodies. Even with that advantage, they still can't compare to the sick as hell Goomba, baby, and their big black horns. Oh god, I just said that on tape. Goombas are a truly fascinating race. They got shiitake luck with the evolution pool, but they're moral than meets the eye. Mayatake is that they're fungi. They don't care if some beach is pushing their buttons by cauliflowering them death caps. They'll just be living their best life, relaxing their stubby little feet and putting their non-existent hands behind their head. And sleep on the beach, not worrying about getting sunburnt or tan. But hey, that's just a theory. A GAG Theory. Thanks for watching.